Hello everybody, Malakith here and welcome to round 1 of the TWCC 2v2 random flash tournament. So everybody got randomly paired up with a partner. They've no idea who the person is unless they happen to have come across them before. You know, it's not a pre-organised team. And we're about to see the first battle along with, there's about 9 others happening possibly. At the same time, the winners go through to the next bracket. It's a knockout competition. So we will only be focusing on one, unfortunately. There are other people doing the others. So we will try to link to those battles if you wish to see them once they've been uploaded to the various places that people load to. So we're just waiting for everyone to load in. Now you'll see when this starts that I have a single unit of cavalry. That is due to the spectator function being rather broken, unfortunately. There we go. So I am going to put my cavalry back here, out of the way. It's literally just so that I can sit in the game and spectate, because if I was trying to use the actual spectator function, it would crash the game. So we can see one team is made up of Harba playing as the Swabi, however you wish to pronounce it. And who else do we have here? Pelius playing as Rome. So we'll fly away from them for the moment so that we don't give anything away should anyone be stream watching. The opponent's spawn zone, they look like they've got a bit of forest, so they have a tactical advantage if they wish to sit still, but for the most part this map is fairly open and flat and therefore balanced. They would have to sort of deploy at the back here and then run back into the forest, but otherwise they're deploying on this plain directly in front here. Let's disable that a moment just so they can't see where anyone is deploying. So the opposition team, as the Icy Knee we have RTK Adelmo, and as Egypt we have Just Mate. So we've got what looks like an archer screen from both of these guys, like slingers for the Icy Knee. Chosen spear band, backed up with heroic nobles. The druidic nobles, and back there, and then finally heroic riders. Egyptians, thorax pikemen, Hellenic royal guard. You gotta love those royal guard. Their stats are crazy good. Along with Galician royal guard, who are also awesome. This would be the kind of army that I would personally go for. And then elephants and a bit of Ptolemaic cavalry. So it looks like the Roman player, so Pelius, is going for a flank, rushing his cavalry on the left here. The archers of the Icy Knee coming across to try and intercept and harass them. Meanwhile, the Swabi pushing in. Looks a bit tentative. He doesn't want to get rushed by both of them while his ally is out on the side. The opposing team definitely playing a very defensive game. They've got their hill and they're happy to sit on it. Here comes the elephants moving across. Gonna knock over some of the friendly cavalry maybe. Just pushing them out of the way a bit. So the Icy Knee definitely shuffling over. The Egyptians providing some support, refusing their own flank, forming a wedge shape. What do we have out here then? Scout riders, heroic riders. So it seems the Icy Knee cavalry are trying to cut off the Romans. This could be our first engagement in the fight. Although the Swabi are trying to force the issue on the other flank. Britain Scout Riders not quite catching or heading off the enemy units. Swabi cavalry coming in to try and deal with the archer screen, but the Egyptian pikemen moving into position very quickly. And they've managed to get out without taking any casualties. And the return fire comes in. Still haven't had our first death. In comes the phalanx. Let's have a quick check. The Swabi horsemen managing to catch out the Icy Knee slingers. They're most certainly going to get crushed in there now. Entire Icy Knee army descending on them. But that gives the Roman team a chance to push up without them being harassed the entire time. The longbow hunters suffering tremendous casualties at the hands of the Egyptians here. This whole unit is routed and broken. Let's watch this cavalry unit go in. Oh, no. Can't use the camera for that, apparently. In come the cavalry around the rear. A nice flanking attack from the Roman player here. The Egyptians and the Swabi holding off a bit more, but oh, the cavalry have caught some archers out in Hippen. That could be the end of the Egyptian archers right there, as he sends his forces over to try and focus on the Roman player, who is busy encircling and pincering in the Icy Knee troops here. Got noble riders, Praetorian Guard, heroic nobles. It's getting close for some bloody combat here. The Romans pushing in hard on this left flank, getting a nice boost from their general. The Egyptians abandoning their flank and coming across to try and help, but it's only going to be a matter of time before the allies come over. Roman player holding his own here nicely. Egyptian elephants are in, stomping around, and down it goes. Timber! Looks like we have a fleeing elephant. It's exhausted. Gladiators over here, cutting up the Icy Knee nicely. It's all gone pear-shaped for the Icy Knee player. The Swabi troops not even engaged, they're all just standing back here watching. But here comes the charge. Can the pikemen get their phalanx in position? Looks like they have. In comes the javelin charge. And oh, he's turned his men away at just the right time to stop them running into a wall of pikes. The Roman player's just bundled in everything he's got. He's got very little control over what's left. It's all in for the long haul. He's just routing some units out here, relying on his ally to get in and help. There we go, Swordmaster's in against the Hellenic Royal Guard. Oh, punched in the face. Well, Hellenic Royal Guard coming out the worst in that fight by the look of it. Plenty of Swabi troops still alive. He's got to get over and help his Roman counterpart though, who's nearly wiped out now. It looks like most of the Roman troops are in full retreat. Or about to rout. Help is coming, but not quite quick enough. In comes the general to try and rally. There's very little left to rally though. Praetorian Guard. Marching in. Oh, and there's an elephant that's still on the loose. It's chaos in there. The Swabi finally wiping out the troops over here. They've got all of these archers standing around not doing a lot. They could probably be microing those a little better. He's most likely focused in here where he's trying to help out his Roman ally. Nearly forced the Egyptian general to flee. Here come the archers. The remains of the Egyptian archers fleeing the field. 6 of them running as fast as their little legs will carry them. And there we go. Battle 1 is over. So, kills, Harba doing 850, Pelius doing 764, Adelmo with 501, and Just Mate with 408. So Harba and Pelius go through to the next round, and Adelmo and Just Mate are defeated. For anyone who's enjoyed this tournament, there is another one, the Rome 2 Full Cup, which is actually a prize tournament. So the winner gets 80% of the money, the runner-up gets 20%. All of the money that ends up in the kitty goes to the prizes. Their goal is 800. They're trying to get sponsors and, you know, like Razer and the like on board. But, you know, you can try. There's no guarantee, unfortunately. So it is a 1v1 double elimination tournament, which means if you lose once, you get a second chance. You don't necessarily go out in your first loss like you are in the one that we're watching currently. If you wish to reserve a spot to ensure you get in, you can go and donate $10 right now. If you don't wish to do that and you want to risk getting in the list of first come first serve, on the 22nd of September sign-ups will open. It is first come first serve, so if you miss out then, well, you were told and there's not a lot you can do about it. So it will be shoutcasted by various people, myself, Lionheart, Diplex, Zaript, Prussian Prince, possibly Heir of Carthage, possibly Chadman. You know, there's a whole load of people that will be doing the various games. Also, if replays are working by then, I suspect every game will have its replay saved and sent, and any that aren't done live will likely be done after the fact. I know I will be interested in doing that if people wish me to do that. So the rules, they're still being perfected. Obviously every patch that gets released changes the balance of the game, but for the most part these little flash tournaments like the one we're watching now will guide the rules of this. It will likely be there's a limit on certain units, there'll be a limit on spears, pikes and hoplites, there'll be a limit on, or maybe a restriction of artillery completely. You know, the kind of things you're used to seeing. So if you want to get involved, go look up the Indiegogo campaign for the Rome 2 Full Cup, or find my video on my YouTube channel, and that has a direct link to it.